Welcome to Mr. Nelson's YouTube video. Alright, today in class we went over how to divide with decimals. So what you need to do first is we need to understand the steps for dividing with decimals. Alright, so today in class, today's the date. Step 1, look outside. Step 2, move your decimal, make it a whole number. Step 3, look inside. And step 4, move the decimal the same number of times. Oh, a little too fast. Let's go back. Same number of times. Alright, so step 1, we're looking outside our division. Alright, step 2, we're looking at that number outside, and we want to make it a whole number. So if you have like 1.2, you need to make it 12, because 1.2 is a decimal, that's a rational number, but we want a whole number that doesn't have any sort of decimal. Okay? Step 3, we look inside our nice division sign. So whatever our numerator was, we are looking at that number, the inside, that nerd, inside your division sign. Step 4, we're moving that same decimal inside your division the same number of times that you moved the outside decimal. So if you do not see the decimal is always at the end of the number. So if you have 12 inside yours, guess what? The decimal's after that 2. It's to the right of the 2. There's a decimal. It's hidden there. It's invisible, so we have to put it there. If it's already in your number, you just move it however many times you moved it on the outside. All right, let's look at an example of moving your decimal. Okay? So your example, we've got 3.25 dividing into 16. So we look at this. We look outside first. So I circled the 3.25. All right, we see that it is not a whole number. So I need to move the decimal. So you look down here and we move the decimal 2 times. If we move it 2 times, what do we have to do on the inside of our division? Well, let's look at that. Alright, step 3 and 4. We look inside our division. Alright, so we've got 325 because we moved the decimal 2 times. Inside our division, that decimal point was invisible, right? So we put it at the end. We put it after the 6. Now that we have it in there, we move it the same amount that we did when we moved on the outside. So we move it 2 times again, as you can see right there. And after you've done that, you've set it up. Now it looks like a regular division problem, and you have to divide and solve. So let's look at one that we can actually solve. All right, so here we had 0.6. We moved it 1 time to the right. So since we moved it 1 time to the right, we also have to move it 1 time to the right inside our division symbol. And when we do that, we end up with 6 into 30 instead of 0.6 into 3. Okay? So when you divide it out, you end up with 5 as your answer. Here's another example. We've got 0.25 outside. We've got 0.1 inside. We need to move it 2 times to the right. So after you move it 2 times to the right, you end up with 25 into 10. Well, it doesn't go into 10, so we put a decimal and we add a 0. Now we've got 25 into 100. I know that 25 times 4 is 100 exactly. So 0.4 is our answer. Alright, so let's look at shout-outs. Shout out. Alright, I would like to shout out to, in my first period, I want to shout out to Bree. Bree came to tutoring this afternoon, and she did a great job in class today. I do appreciate that. The next person I want to shout out to is from my 5th and 6th period class. I want to shout out to Grace and Morgan. They both came to tutoring to get prepared for the quiz and did really well in class. And the very last one I would like to shout out to is in my 7th and 8th period class. I would like to shout out to Kylie. Kylie came to tutoring and she was doing awesome in class. I appreciate you guys, and remember, I have tutoring on Thursdays and upon request on Tuesdays, and pretty much any day during lunch. You just need to come get a pass, okay? Any day during lunch, just come get a pass. Hopefully you did your homework. It's that one homework sheet. Thank you and have a great night.